This is a question actually that came from our online community regarding that. You seem to have been, it comes from Andre and Tanya Grobelaar, you seem to have been on the short end of the stick with many negative remarks, both personally and professionally. How do you rise above that?
I'll just say an inner strength, really. I mean, people who tell you that you hide away from it, it always finds a way to finds a way to track you down. Whether you haven't read the paper today and one of your friends phones you and says, "Can't believe what that guy said about you." So you always end up hearing things here and there. But I think that inner strength, I think I was never a guy that was defined by what people said about me. If I wore nice clothes today and someone said you look good, then I felt good. I wasn't that type of guy. I had an internal strength that sort of drove me throughout.
You knew who you were.
Yeah, I think that was one of the reasons why I managed to handle it a long time. I think I knew my strengths and weaknesses. I knew the things I needed to work on as a player and as a person. But a lot of my strength came from inside of me, and not like I wasn't defined by what remark a person had. Even though it hurts, you still know you have that inner strength to go and hopefully perform or make things right, and maybe turn that person around through what you can control, and that's performance, really.
If you think back to it now, from the ripe old age of 33, what advice would you give a young person who takes on a big job, any big job?
Not to take it at 22 years old. I mean, for me...
Was it rough?
Yeah, it was rough. I mean, there was lots of... I mean, South African cricket at that time was very young in many ways. I mean, there were so many changes taking place, from politics to selection to setting up structures for the game. So I was a part of, I guess in 12 years, you're part of a huge growth spurt in Cricket South Africa and the Proteas. But, I think there were very tough days along the way. But I think that's the thing that I was probably proudest of over a period of time was, having that ability to still perform under that pressure, to still, find a way to be successful.
It sounds as if what you're saying is focus. Know what you can bring and shut out the noise.
Well, I mean, I don't think you're ever going to be able to impress 50 million people, or
Not constantly.
let's just say there's 20 million cricket fans in South Africa. I mean, it's a vast number. So I think, if you end up focusing a lot on that sort of stuff, it can become very daunting. It can become very challenging. And I think, even though there's so many different perspectives, you're the one that's in that environment that needs to make a success of it. And that was always my goal. I wanted to always do the best I could for the team. I knew I was coming from a good place. My heart was in the right place. And I think, that trueness was important to me.